Oh my god, oh my god. I can't believe I finally did it. I got my BOFA. Now what? Wow. This was my childhood dream. I have had this goal for years. I'm not sure what to do now. Old School Runescape is a game that thrives on personal goals. It's one of the reasons it is so popular even in 2024. Sure, it's just a video game, but people put a lot of time into what is essentially number go up. I feel like a lot of us have been in this situation. We set this goal for ourselves. We see the top of the mountain. It took us so long to get here. And then what? Where do we go from here? I've spent the last 6 months mining so I can max the account. Going straight into something like Theater of Blood feels out of reach. I haven't even thought about that content yet. I know, for me personally, the 2 longest breaks I took were after I got the BOFA and after I maxed. I remember jumping out of my chair after getting the BOFA. And then I didn't log on for a while. I was so elated to max. I told the whole clan chat and I had a little maxing party at the Warriors Guild. And then I just logged off for a very long time. Now I want to be clear, I don't think taking breaks from the game is a bad thing. In fact, we should all take breaks more often. Go walk your dog or something. They'll appreciate it. I am coming from a standpoint of what's healthy for the game that we have all loved for many, many years. Is it good to have these long-term players quit after reaching a big goal? And you may argue, if the goal is indeed number go up, why would people quit? Maxing is just the very start of your experience going up all the way to 200 million. And some people do that. They like ranks and they are competitive. I would argue that most people want milestones they can achieve though. I want to see fireworks for a level up. I want to equip that quest cape, that skill cape, a max cape. Sure, ranks are cool, but most of us will never be able to compete with people who competitively kill bosses or skill for 16 hours a day. We can eventually get these milestone items though. Here's the thing, when I got my BOFA and when I maxed, combat achievements were not a thing. Now that we have combat achievements, they've changed how a lot of people play the game. It created these new, tangible goals. Hell, you can look at YouTube and see how many Road to Grandmaster series there are right now. Even my own series is based around alternating collection logs and combat achievements. Check out Collection Grandmaster if you're interested. I've been watching a few streamers lately and have heard them talk negatively about combat achievements. I was just watching No Monkey go for his quiver on his group Hardcore Ironman when I heard him say that there should only be 20 to 30 very hard combat achievements, and it should basically be just the Master and Grandmaster tiers. I don't want to use any of his clips without his permission, so here's a live action recap.
You have a very high standard for CAs.
I've always said that there should be about 20 to 30 CAs, minimum being Master rank, highest being Grandmaster. And from his perspective, I can see what he means. At a certain skill level, maybe it is just busy work to get a helmet and slightly longer thralls. But from my perspective, I love that there are combat achievements I can get, and I'm putting this as he put it, just for breathing air. Here's the thing. Combat in RuneScape starts out as very simple. Click a goblin, and it goes to very complex with very little guiding along the way. Most people don't ever attempt to do things like the Inferno. They just don't. Hell, for years I said I would never do the Inferno, but after quitting for a while after I maxed, combat achievements were then introduced. And I had goals again. I could slowly start doing simple things. I have to kill Ober without being touched? Well, I haven't done that before, but it sounds doable. Let me try it a couple of times. Oh, I did that? I can probably try some of these Sarachnis ones next. The combat achievement system fills in a very big gap of goal progression. And I'm not saying every combat achievement is a winner, there are some really dumb ones like coughing at necks, but having quite a few options at every boss does add to the feeling of progression. And it's progression that happens alongside your normal progression. Think of it this way. A lot of people don't start RuneScape with the goal of a maxscape. That would be crazy. But maybe doing a quest here or there, your skills start getting closer and closer to 99. Oh, you want to complete that achievement diary? Well, your skills got to get a little bit higher. After you've achieved the quest cape goal and the achievement diary goal, maybe the max goal isn't so crazy. For RuneScape's addictive goal-setting nature, it's good to be working on a goal without even realizing you're working on a side goal. These side goals can often turn into main goals. So then, you're finally working on maxing, and you achieve it! Congratulations! Now what? Well, along the way you've picked up some combat achievements. Maybe you're closer to the next tier of Gommel's Hilt. Sounds like a new goal to me. A lot of people that just maxed don't want to do combat achievements. While there is a large portion of the community that enjoys high-level PvM and breathes on a tick cycle, there's an even larger portion who don't really interact with the PvM side of things. Sure, the collection log is a thing now, but it faces the same issue as killing past level 99. There are no thresholds to strive for. There are no rewards. It's just endless number go up. Luckily, the legendary Mod Husky decided to spend his last game jam working on a collection log system. Now, game jam projects don't mean they'll make it into the main game. But move aside Rathma, unlike you, all of the collection log updates passed the Summer Summit poll. We're getting a whole new interface, a collection log meter that looks very similar to the combat achievement tiers we were just talking about, and cosmetic items. Here is what I am interested to see. When combat achievements were first polled, the rewards were polled as cosmetic. They didn't want people to feel forced to interact with it, but more of a flex if they chose to. Now, flexes are cool, but the community made it clear they wanted more, and we can see today combat achievements are quite beneficial to an account's progression. Right now, the blog just talks about the rewards being cosmetic staffs and offhand books, ranging from bronze to gilded. And in fairness, they look really cool. But from a progression standpoint, are people really going to feel motivated to grind over 1,000 collection logs for the higher tiers of collection ranks? I have a feeling that for this initial pitch, much like with the combat achievements, they will only focus on the cosmetics. But I would be surprised if we don't unlock some sort of account progression through this system. What do you all think would be some cool or appropriate rewards for this? Will we finally see stackable clues? Maybe we can finally get a teleport to Crandor. Is sailing locked behind gilded collection log rank? Honestly though, if we could get custom player-owned houses or player-owned boats based on our rank, that would be pretty dope. I'd be happy to rock a gilded boat on the open seas. Allow me to play devil's advocate for a bit. Collection log progression is progression in itself. Frame it this way. You could do Melee Inferno, but why? Well, with combat achievements, if you do Melee Inferno, you get a combat achievement. Now, let's think about it from a collection log standpoint. You can get a Twisted Bow collection log, and you get a Twisted Bow! On an Iron, this is the most powerful weapon in the game. On a main, you get yourself added to a list from We Do Raids, and you're rich. It begs the question, does the collection log even need ranks and rewards besides what it already offers? I would argue it does. There are a lot of collection logs people will never go for without incentives. How many people even know how to get the Merfolk Trident? Giving people a reason to interact with content that's already in the game, goes a long way for the game's longevity and creates reasons to do old content. So many newer MMOs I see just focus on what is next instead of what is already here. We've got 20 years of content in this game. Let's not brush it all to the side. There is an argument to be made that so many progression systems can get kind of overwhelming. I've played so many games where you've got to do this for that buff, over here is an enchantment, pet the dog for a 10% luck boost, and it just gets tiring. But OSRS already throws you into a lot of stuff. Between 23, soon to be 24 skills, over 500 combat achievements, hundreds of quests, and e-girls begging for GP and F2P, it sounds pretty overwhelming. Except, OSRS doesn't shove this down your throat. It lets you discover it. So by the time systems like combat achievements or collection log ranks are even on your radar, you probably have a good grasp on things. I'm of the opinion that long-term progression systems like this will help the game grow. Let me know what you guys think about it though. I'm trying to hit 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year, so if you could like and subscribe, I would greatly appreciate it. Have a fantastic day.